Good afternoon, everybody. December 28th, 2024. And I started having misfires and stuff. I did this, all the gaskets in this over the summer, June or July of 2024. And now, I don't know, I'm losing coolant somewhere under this plenum. So I got to pull the plenum off and see what's going on. So that's what I'm doing today. Taking my time, draining out, but I'm not getting wet too bad. Okay, see you later. The wires are labeled, so 6, 2, 4. Matches the coils. So I removed the upper intake, and someone pointed out that this is misaligned, and they're right. The gasket is misaligned with that port. So anyway, this is the ATP Gray Works part. I put it on this summer of 24. It's really dirty in there. That's where the EGR pipe goes. Now my engine is filled with coolant, and my pipe is my pipe fell out. In plain English, it's non-existent. It was there. I think I see it. That might be it right there. I'm not sure. Now, I don't really see any evidence of coolant in these. Is it crazy that I'm thinking there's no coolant in these intake ports? I mean, she wasn't blowing white smoke ever. You guys take a look. It's pretty clean in there. Sorry, I'm trying to get some good pictures here. I mean, I don't see any coolant in there. So the stove, the pipe blew off. I don't see it in any of these holes, these intake ports. This is disgusting. So, and you got to remember, this car lost coolant, and then when I got it home, I filled it with coolant. So it wasn't running with coolant this high. When I got the car home, I filled it with coolant, and that's when I saw it leaking over here. So I'm gonna have to get all this out of here. I'm gonna stuff some towels in these ports and then vacuum out this sea of green. So the pipe that I hammered in here departed, and I think I see it down there with the Titanic. Alright, I started vacuum out from here. Pipe is the part that departed from there. Oh. Alright, I gotta put the phone down, but you see the stove. The EGR pipe fell off and went in there. I'll try to record this for you. Oh. Alright, I'm going to put the phone down, and there's my EGR pipe. It popped out. Okay, bye. Alright, everyone, I just want to recap this. So this was filled with coolant. There was coolant everywhere. And what happened was there's an EGR pipe that you hammer into this hole right there. And that's this. Well, this blew out of the hole, okay? This blew out of the hole and was sitting, it was sitting right there. That's where that wound up. Now, why it blew out, I don't know. I hammered it in. I did read later on that you're supposed to use red Loctite. So I did not know that. I thought it was just, I thought you just hammered it. So because that blew out, that allowed hot gases. Watch this. This is all melted. Look at that. Ew. So that's kind of like that's like sped up life. That's like life testing, you know? In a lab when you have to speed up something. Well, so what normally happens in 10 years, I achieved in like 6 months. I'm ahead of the curve. So I already bought the dormant part. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this part. A gentleman did mention that that is severely misaligned. The gasket with that port, that's horrible. Can you see that? So I gotta tell you, can't depend on that for sealing at all. That's horrible. But everything else is okay. Now, you could see that this is dumb. This was a dumb design. GM, what the heck were you thinking? Having hot gases go through plastic. I'm sorry. You know, I really like this engine, but this is not a good thing. Of course, when things are working, it's probably fine. This should have never been changed to plastic. Okay. And, well, whatever. That's neither here nor there now, as they say. So I don't know how much coolant went in my engine. Like I said, I got home from work, and then I realized the coolant was low. It was running extremely rough. I barely got home. I filled it with coolant, and I started seeing coolant pool up under the plastic intake in this location for obvious reasons. So I don't know. Maybe it was a very slow leak at first. I didn't even notice it. The temperature never went up. I don't work far away, so one day coming home from work, it was running very rough. It never overheated. I got it home. That's probably because the temperature sensor is too high. I'm not sure. But coolant temperature sensor is there. Pretty high in the motor. But alright, so what do I do now? I think I'm going to have to, well, I'm definitely going to use, I'd like to, honestly, I'd like to defeat this whole system, because this is bogus. Anyone have any ideas of capping that thing off? Disconnecting this, putting a blank plate over that, yeah. But maybe I'll leave it. I'll just make sure that this is in tight next time. So that could have been my fault, or the design of this, the tolerances wasn't tight enough. Who knows? I'm not trying to blame anyone here. I just want to get my motor fixed. So I did crank this car after filling it with coolant. So now, can anyone tell me, did the coolant, if I got home with this car, I got home, I shut it down, okay? I shut it down. Then I filled it with coolant. I tried to start it, but it didn't start. And then I cranked it a couple times, but that's it. So do I have to pull out all the plugs and crank this thing? Is there coolant in my cylinders now? That's what I'm wondering. Or do I have to just pull the 6 plugs and then crank it and let it blow out whatever's in them? I did watch a video of some people blowing out the cylinders just by taking the spark plugs out. So I may have to do that, and I will do that, because I really like this car and I'm gonna get it going again. So anyway, this is a warning to anyone. If you're hammering in that pipe that comes with these kits, whether it's the Dorman or the ATP Gray Works, this is ATP Gray Works, make sure, I didn't do it because I didn't have any instructions, so make sure you coat the large part that you're hammering in. I guess they say use red Loctite, because if that pops out, all bets are off, because the heat is going to severely deteriorate your plastic intake manifold. Okay, so here's where we're at right now. I had a nice mild day to work today. It rained all day, but I'm kind of under my trees here, my leylands, and halfway in the garage. I have the car pulled up to the garage here, so it's a nice place to work, as long as the temperature's not too cold. Okay, onward and upward. We march on. Hopefully the 3800's okay. So any feedback, let me know in the comments to try to prevent other people from having this issue when they do the upper intake. Now, I did the lower intake also when I did the gaskets, and that's fine. That wasn't the problem. Problem was that little chimney thing popping out, this little pipe popping out, and then the gases just destroyed the upper intake, melted it, and coolant went where it wasn't supposed to. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.